Welcome back, Guardians. Welcome back to a new mystery in which we will explore, search, and find the truth. A personal favorite of many lore seekers, the Vex is the center point of this report, specifically Argos, the Planetary Core, jammed within the engine of the Leviathan machine looming over Nessus. The Vex are such wondrous and impossible things, mired in complexities we may never truly understand. We will reach, of course, but we may never have the ability to grasp these creatures of white blood and robotic casing. But Argos gives Guardians and Seekers a chance to better understand the nature of the Leviathan and, by correlation, the Vex. You see, this Vex Axis mind was pulled into the Leviathan during Nessus' conversion, and as such has now resisted being consumed by the weapon of Callus. Rumors and whispers within the last city continually point to Guardians being summoned or propositioned by Callus to quote-unquote deal with this engine problem. Argos is no mere Axis mind and should be respected and feared as any other Vex threat. But like many unknowns, Argos is another Axis mind that is out of our reach, difficult, if not completely impossible to truly understand. But there are always theories, those complex things of the mind that intertwine reason and logic with passion and belief. This is the current theory on Argos, the Planetary Core. Within Nessus, the roaming centaur planet, there is undoubtedly a Vex mind, or a series of Axis minds that control the planet's Vex forces or move the planetary body from one destination or reality to another. In the past, we've understood Axis minds as being connected through some type of framework or unseen neural net. Each Vex unit, from the smallest goblin to the largest Hydra, can see, feel, and understand the needs, wants, and even pain of the other units. This connection gives the Vex an almost unnatural ability to respond to threats within the period of minutes or even seconds. When compared to the Hive or Fallen, who rally and muster their forces rather slow, seemingly unintentionally, the Vex operate as one cohesive unit to dispel threats or enact the newest stratagem. Argos is perhaps one of these minds that was at the center or under the surface of Nessus, operating and controlling the massive planet-bearing Vex will. Historical Vanguard reports from Venus, Mercury, and Nessus also issue identical reports that during a planet's quote-unquote Vex conversion, Axis minds tend to either dwell near or closer to a planetary core, or in spires that directly attach to the core of a planet. For example, Guardians report that Panoptes, the infinite mind in the infinite forest, and Sekrion, the nexus mind of Venus, are a part of a much larger network, all of which are directly related to a planet's conversion. Of these Axis minds, both Sekrion and Argos are found within or close to the core of a planet, while Panoptes is found at the spire connecting itself to a core of a planet. Be mindful, this is only a theory, Guardians, and should be treated as such, but the data gathered by Guardians on various Vanguard missions do point towards a much more elusive threat hidden beneath the skirmishes and firefights above a planet's surface. Often, it feels as if Guardians stumble upon these planet-changing creatures almost by chance, or some unseen luck. Perhaps our light or will is drawn to such things, a calling we cannot see or hear, but blindly grasp as we defeat less trivial and more complex threats. I pass this question and its investigation to you, Guardians. Of these Axis minds, are Argos, Panoptes, and Sekrion connected by their ability to change a very planet from the biological to the mechanical, all for the glory of the Vex image? Or do we simply know too little to make this broad of an accusation? If the Vex goal on the macro level is to become a part of the laws of the universe, what an imaginative way to do so, replicating galaxies from the planets down to the smallest of plant life, all in the hopes of achieving some radical new image of a universe dominated by crude geometric architecture and copies of the original. Perhaps Argos was the Axis mind behind the creation of the centaur planet Nessus, and by sheer luck was sucked into the massive planet-eating Leviathan. There it would be vulnerable to Guardians and Cabal loyalists alike. Regardless of what is and isn't true, find resolve in the facts. Argos is vanquished by the hands of brave Guardians, whether for Callus's rewards or for a grander purpose. The Vex threat is, for now, diminished or at least diluted. But much like Panoptes, the Vex are ever-changing, constantly returning in various timelines and are never truly eliminated. We must continue to seek the truth of our enemies, or we may never see a day in which our planets, our people, our way of life is truly and immeasurably free. Remember, Guardians, the Vex will always remain a threat. Do not allow yourself to be copied into a grotesque harpy like Captain Jenkinson of the Exodus Black. Do not allow them to replicate our light, and perhaps, most importantly, do not allow them the pleasure of seeing their vision of a Vex universe become a reality. Walk tall, Guardians, and keep your light safe.